Hello guys, in our previous tutorial we have seen how to set up Elasticsearch and Kibana together, which can be used for different purposes. For example, if you want to set up your ELK stack or EFK stack. In that case, setting up Elasticsearch with Kibana will be useful. So in this tutorial, what we are going to say is we will set up Fluentd along with Elasticsearch and Kibana to centralize the logging system. So I have written a blog post how to set up Fluentd with high availability. First of all, let's see what is Fluentd. Fluentd is one of the most popular alternative to Logstash because it has many features. Fluentd has built-in architecture for high availability. So there are aggregators which stores the logs and forward to Elasticsearch. So you can set up multiple aggregators. So if one fails, you can have another failover. Fluentd consumes less memory as compared to Logstash, and then log parsing and tagging is more easy. And then tag-based routing is also possible. So in this post, we will be setting up EFK stack. So for high availability, the structure looks like this. You have your log file or your application. So you can integrate TD agent, that is the forwarder of Fluentd, inside your application, or maybe you can tail a log file which will give the logs to TD agent, that is log forwarder, and it log forwarder will forward the logs to log aggregators. So there could be multiple log aggregators. So if one goes down, TD agent will automatically send logs to the second one, and then these TD agent log aggregators can forward the logs further to Elasticsearch, and then you can visualize on Kibana. So keep this tutorial simple. We will be using a log file, and our agent will tail the log file and then we'll forward logs to log aggregator. As of now, we will be setting up only one log aggregator which will forward the logs to Elasticsearch instance, which we have already set up in our last tutorial. So let's get started. To set up Elasticsearch and Kibana, I have already written a blog post how to set up Kibana 6 with Elasticsearch 6 on Ubuntu 16.04. So here you can follow the steps and get your Kibana dashboard up and running. So this is our Kibana dashboard, which is set up on this Elasticsearch Kibana instance. So if you go over here in management and in index pattern, you cannot find any Elasticsearch data because right now we have not started sending logs to Elasticsearch. So first, get your Elasticsearch and Kibana ready. For this tutorial, we will be using this kind of log format: info, timestamp, thread, and so on. The regex for this log pattern is this. So you need to make regex for your log pattern, and in case if your logs are of Apache or Nginx, you can directly say to Fluentd that the log format will belong to Nginx, so it have ready-made regex for that. Now let's go ahead and set up Fluentd aggregator. So I already have an instance Fluentd aggregator which have Ubuntu. Let's go ahead and SSH into it. So this is our aggregator instance. As you can see, there is no TD agent installed in this. So let's go ahead and install it. Installation is done. Then you need to install certain packages. These are the dependent packages needed for plugin and TD agent to work. Now we will install Fluent plugin Elasticsearch because this is needed to forward logs to Elasticsearch. So we need this plugin. The plugin is also installed now. Now go ahead and edit your TD agent config file in which you will be replacing the content with this. So here we will specify source. With that, we will match the logs coming from our forwarder, which will have name myorg. So it will have a tag. So the logs coming from forwarders will have a tag. So we will provide a tag myorg dot something, maybe your application name. So any log matches with the myorg tag name will have these following things to do. So what it will do is it will write the log to forward.log file, and then it will also forward the log to Elasticsearch host. So here you will need to specify the host and the port, and what we are going to say is the index name should be like this. So Fluentd hyphen will be hard coded, and whatever tag is being passed from there, so we'll be passing myorg.myapp. So first part of the tag is myorg, but we are interested in the application name, that is myorg.myapp. So myapp is the first part, so we want that in this index name, and then we will concatenate with a hyphen, and then we will attach the timestamp to it. Then we are specifying the time format, and we are saying that include timestamp in the data. So let's go ahead and edit the file. I'll completely remove the content of this file, and we are going to put the content from here. Here you need to edit the IP of Elasticsearch instance. Since we have already set up Elasticsearch security groups to allow traffic from aggregators, so we will be talking over private IPs. Copy the private IP of Elasticsearch instance and paste it here. Save this file and exit. As of now, there are no forward log present here because we have not yet started this. Now we are going to set up the forwarder. Where is our application instance? First SSH into it. After installation, edit the config file, and in this config file we will be telling that the input of the log would be from path var log myapp.log, which is not yet present. We are going to make it. There is no application in this box, but what I'll be doing is I'll create a log file and I'll manually write the logs to it, and the TD agent will read the logs from it, and it will maintain a POS in this file, and then we are saying the tag should be my.org.myapp. So we will be appending this my app to the index name of our log, to the index name of the data which we are going to send to Elasticsearch. And we have specified the regex over here, which I talked previously, and we are specifying time format and other stuff. And then we are saying that forward this log to the host. This is the aggregator IP, so you need to edit the aggregator IP. One more thing here to note is I have specified heartbeat type to be TCP. So the forwarders constantly do a health check on aggregator if aggregator is there or not using TCP and UDP. So you need to open the UDP port as well, but here I have explicitly told forwarder check on TCP only. So let's see. Okay, it has installed. Now let's edit. So here also I'll completely remove the content and will paste the content from here. Here we need to change the IP of aggregator. Here also we will specify the private IP, as we will be communicating over private IPs. You can also specify a domain name here. Now save and exit. Right now there is no file named myapp.log, so we are going to create one. Okay, now we have the file, but it should be blank right now. Now let's go ahead and start the TD agent. Before doing so, let's go in our Elasticsearch instance and let's see if there is any data available or not. So right now, as you can see, there's no shards available, there's no data available here. Now let's go ahead and restart this forwarder. I've restarted the agent. Let's check its log. As you can see, the log seems to be fine. It says following tail of myapp.log file. Now let's start the aggregator. Okay, this seems also fine. Fluentd workers is now running. Forward log file is present or not, so forward.log is there, but as such there is no file. Let's go ahead and put some log. So what I'll be doing is I'll be just copy pasting these sample log lines. I'll be simply appending these log lines inside that file. Okay, now we've cat to the file. One log line is there. Let's see what our log of the TD agent has to say about this. Okay, it says following the log line. Now see if that this log has been converted into JSON or not. Okay, so it has created a forward.log with some random number and it has read the log which we have just inserted. So this is the tag name, this is the timestamp, and this is the log in JSON format. So this should be here also. Okay, so buffer log has been created and we can see the log has also appeared here, the same log. Now the data should be here as well. Okay, so it has created the index fluentd myapp with the timestamp. Okay, cool. Now let's go ahead and insert one more log. I'll be taking the log from our sample only. So this time this one. Now the second line should also appear here as well. Let's see if previously, as you can see, Kibana was showing could not find any Elasticsearch data. Now since we have data, it should allow us to create an index pattern. Let's see if that works. Okay, so it is allowing us because the data is there in Elasticsearch, and as you can see, the second log which we inserted has also come to aggregator, and this should have been forwarded to Elasticsearch. Now let's go ahead and create an index pattern. As you can see in the here, timestamp is also appeared because we told aggregator to include the timestamp as well. Okay, so it has created index pattern. Now go to discover to see if we can get Elasticsearch data Okay, data has started coming, so only two entries are there which we inserted, and here is the complete log. So if you insert one more data, okay, let's go ahead and insert the same data again. It should come here as well, and here as well. So it's not auto refreshing, so let me refresh.